What's up, y'all? Let's go to the movies. We are under a tornado watch, but it's okay. We're gonna go see Imaginary. Did I lock my car? Okay, I feel better. A good spring horror movie. Let's go. All right, let's talk about it. So that was Imaginary, directed by Jeff Wadlow, stars DeWanda Wise, Tegan Burns, Piper Braun. So Jess is married to Max. Max is the father of 15-year-old Taylor, and I'm not sure how old Alice. And they all move into Jess's childhood home. Taylor is none too happy about having a stepmom. She's still wanting to be in contact with her real mom, while Alice is still reeling and dealing with and processing abuse from her mother. While playing a game of hide and seek with Jess, she finds a bear in the basement. The bear's name apparently is Chauncey, and this becomes her new imaginary friend, and so the story goes. Now, y'all have heard me say many times, the key to horror is character development. Make characters that the audience will fall in love with, that they'll want to follow, so that when things happen to them, you care. The character development in this, I think, is the one good thing I can say about the movie. These were decent characters, minus the dad. We didn't see him too much, but very, I'd say, stereotypical characters, bratty teenage girl, precocious little girl, and struggling stepmom who's trying to figure out where she fits in this new dynamic. So very basic, very stereotypical. There's a literary word that's escaping me, but we'll come back to it if we can. So character development was just very basic, not bad. This was not scary. I don't know what the hell that was. What the hell was that? Great idea. Horrible execution. You know the end from the beginning. The opening scene gives the plot away. And the opening scene wasn't even that good. It was supposed to be a dream sequence, I believe, that was supposed to, prepare us for the scares to come, but it wasn't scary. It was horribly shot. The frames were way too wide. There were no close-ups. There was nothing to really engage us with the character. Something to make us feel slightly claustrophobic, like we're in this tiny space, that kind of creates that fear. It's like this person had never shot a horror movie before. I mean, maybe they hadn't. I don't know. This was worse than Night Swim, and that wasn't even that good. That was such a letdown. Like, that was incredibly disappointing, because great idea, great concept for a story. Like, this is like campy horror movie cult classic kind of concept, but they weren't smart enough for this. And the casting was so... Whoever cast the dad, I don't know why they did that. It was weird because he made sense as her husband. He did not make sense as their father. We never really see him be a father. I mean, he's not in the movie a whole lot. This really is a story about, this stepmom and these two daughters. But we never see him be a father. He acts... The one time we really see him embrace the oldest, it felt like, an older brother, younger sister. I just didn't buy him as a dad. He was horribly cast. Good looking dude, though. It's amazing how this movie is about a child's imagination, yet we see the monster way too soon. That opening scene, we see the monster, we know what he looks like, and because we know what the monster looks like, we have this understanding of Jess that we probably shouldn't have. I felt like if we had been left in the dark a little bit about an aspect of her, she's a children's author, and she has a story called something about a millipede. I done forgot the millipede's name, but there's an anti-hero in the movie called Simon the Spider, and it's obvious that somewhere in the back of her mind she remembers this monster and she's turned him into an anti-hero in her story. We know this from the very beginning, so we already know what's to come. Nothing's really left to the imagination, and even though we have this foreknowledge before she has it. We're not even seeing any bread. At least they could do is give her breadcrumbs so we can watch her follow it. I mean, if you're going to give us this foreknowledge that she doesn't have, which it doesn't quite work because she's our lead and we're supposed to be following her. And that's the thing with horror movies. You can't tell us too much. We really need to be limited in our knowledge or else we see everything coming. Does that make sense? But if you're going to give us this foreknowledge before where we know something she doesn't, you need to leave some things to the imagination. You need to leave some unknowns so that when she starts following these breadcrumbs and she gets this big revelation, there's some surprise in it for us. By the time we get to the big revelation for her, we already know. Like, it's not even a moment, it's not like Red Rum. The acting's not bad. The acting I thought was kind of decent, given the crappy script. The script was crappy. The dialogue was just stupid. There's a neighborhood boy named Liam that, Taylor, who's the 15-year-old, obviously thinks is cute, but I don't understand the point of him being in this story at all, other than to, add more conflict between Jess and Taylor. But there was already conflict. We didn't need any more reason to understand the struggle in their relationship. We didn't need, he was unnecessary. He didn't add anything. He was there. We had that little jump scare and then he was gone and he never entered the plot again. Nothing happened with that. Like, what was the point of adding that into him and story? Like, he could have been left on the cutting room floor. Like, why are you here? For what? That was so poorly done. So poorly done. Goodness.